Washington Post with an important story about what Bernie Sanders is going to do to hold Democrats accountable. Obviously, specifically Hillary Clinton if she becomes president. Now, this is a story I love. Okay, totally and completely agree with Bernie Sanders' strategy here. First, they explain. Senator Bernie Sanders, a loyal soldier for Hillary Clinton since he conceded the Democratic presidential nomination in July, plans to push liberal legislation with like-minded senators with or without Clinton's support if she is elected. Okay. And to aggressively oppose appointments that do not pass muster with the party's left wing. I love this kind of talk. The establishment's going to hate this because all they do is cave into pressure from the right. They're not used to ever having pressure from the left. So I guarantee you the talking points that they'll put out there and put into the press like, I can't believe he's trying to rein in on the parade of the first female president. No respect here. Hey, Bernie, you didn't win. She won. No, shush, don't do it. Okay, and they'll have 1,000 excuses. You've got to support your Democratic president. How do you expect her to get anything done if you don't just bow your head and take everything she says as gospel? Don't listen to that. That's because they don't want the pressure because they want to put in corporatists. So, of course, we should fight him on that. So I love this attitude by Bernie Sanders. And he says, in an interview, Sanders said he and other senators have started plotting legislation that would achieve many of the proposals that fueled his insurgent run for president, including a $15 federal minimum wage, tuition-free public college, and an end to mass incarceration and aggressive steps to fight climate change. To which I say, yes! Okay. Do I like that? Yes.
Please believe me.
Okay. Now, I like how Washington Post frames that as plotting. He's plotting to do really good things for you. Okay, all right. Anyway, small point. We go on. The senator, Sanders said, also plans to push for the breakup of too big to fail banks and pressure Clinton to appoint liberals to key cabinet positions, including Treasury Secretary. Sanders said he would not stay silent if Clinton nominated the same old Wall Street guys to regulatory positions that are important in enacting, overseeing the financial policies he supports. Do I like that as a progressive?
Please believe me.
I do. Amen, brother. Amen. So you know what it makes them do? It makes them think twice. Now, normally when these corporatist Democrats win, what do? They turn on Wall Street. We know because of WikiLeaks that President Obama turned to Michael Froman, who worked at Citigroup in the middle of the economic collapse caused by banks like Citigroup that he ran against, and that's why he won the presidency. I can't believe they collapsed the economy like this, And then meanwhile, he gets memos from Citigroup going, okay, these are the people that you'll put into your cabinet. And you look at the list, those are the people he put into his cabinet. Almost identical. So it's not that Michael Froman decided it on his own at Citigroup, but it is telling that he puts together a list, sends it over to the Obama administration, and lo and behold, that's what you have. But that's because there was no progressive pressure to push back and go, no, you shouldn't put Tim Geithner as Treasury Secretary. The three choices that they gave Obama were Robert Rubin, who was a board member of Citigroup, who was the original corporatist Treasury Secretary under Clinton, who he used to earlier run Goldman Sachs, and he's the one who does all the policies that deregulates the banks, of course. Robert Rubin was among the choices, Larry Summers and Tim Geithner. They're all way to the right of progressives. So the only choices he was given were right-wing progressives. And at the time, if you try to pressure President Obama, everybody would say, how dare you? No, you have to support the president in all of his decisions. Meanwhile, the bankers, the donors are busy handing him lists. So now this is Bernie Sanders and progressives saying, okay, well, here's our list, okay? And I know who you're going to try to pick, and I'm going to fight you if you pick those guys. I love it. That's exactly the right attitude. So I don't care what they say, and they're going to cry about this to no end. If she wins, the minute she wins, they'll say this is outrageous because then they think, Bernie, you were useful. Nice work. Move along, right? What power do you have now? Go, yeah, sure. But you do have power. Don't give up that power. I'm going to explain that in a second. So Bernie Sanders says, quote, I will be vigorously in opposition, and I will make that very clear if they go in this right-wing corporatist position, okay, in that direction, if they go in that direction. Okay, now he explains, look, we worked together with Senator Clinton and Secretary Clinton to work to pass the most progressive platform in DNC history. Now, I'm not sure I would give it that title, but they keep calling it that. And it is. It's much more progressive than it used to be, right? So fair enough. So Sanders said he considers it his job to demand that the Democratic Party implement that platform. Now, he's not naive. He knows that once the platform's done, they usually ignore it. What he's saying, no. We made all those compromises and we worked towards that platform, not for you to ignore it, for you to do it, for you to implement it. You said you meant it. So if you mean it, well, let's get to work. Let's get that $15 minimum wage. Let's do all those other things that you said that you were in favor of. Okay. So Bernie Sanders further says, we won 22 states and 46% of the pledged delegates, 13.4 million votes, and the majority of the younger people, the future of the country. That gives me a lot of leverage that I intend to use. Yes! That's the kind of talk I like. Power used to deliver for the American people is exactly what a politician is theoretically supposed to do. They're supposed to represent you, and he's saying, you gave me that power through your votes. I'm now going to use that power on your behalf. Perfect. Okay, now Team Hillary says, oh, no, of course. Now look at this, the two sides of their mouth. Okay, so on the one hand, on Sunday, Clinton spokesman Brian Fallon said that Clinton is, quote, proud to have worked with Senator Sanders on drafting the most progressive platform in Democratic Party history. If she is elected, Fallon said, Clinton intends to partner with him to advance their shared priorities. Well, that sounds pretty good. Okay, well, if they left it at that, okay, maybe she'll do it. We'll see, give her a chance. On that same day, Fallon then turned around and said, we think that we have put forward ideas for the first 100 days that are the ones that Republicans should have every reason to work with us on. Great. Now, to be fair to Fallon, he was talking about immigration reform among other policies, right? But here's what they're going to do. And if I'm wrong, great. I'll admit it to you guys, and I'm happy to be wrong. Hadn't happened yet. Okay, that's from time to time. Anyway, in this case, what they'll do is, first 100 days, we got to get things done. Now, the Republicans are going to block everything she does. Today, there's a story about how they're going to block every Supreme Court nominee she puts forward. Forever. You think they're going to work with her on progressive priorities? No. You know what they're going to do? They're going to cut corporate tax rates. And they're going to do it under the guise of corporate tax reform. Write it down in stone. So that's when Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Merkley, and Sherrod Brown, among others, those are the progressive senators, will fight back. And that's when we have to support them if we don't want them going in that direction. But you think that the guys who say we can't wait to work with the Republicans are going to turn around and say to the Republicans, all right, now this is the progressive platform we want, here you go. I hope so. I hope I'm wrong, but I would be dramatically surprised. Okay, now, Bernie further says, Clinton has got to rally the American people around our ideas and make it clear that if Republicans do not go along with reasonable ideas to benefit the middle class and the working class, they are going to pay a very heavy political price. Now, that's why I want you to understand. We talked about this during the primaries, but it's so important. We talked about this way before the primaries. I've been talking about it for 8 years under Obama. The way to get Republicans to work with you is not to ask them, pretty please. It's not to just simply agree with Republican ideas. Then why did we elect you? They don't care how nicely you ask them. They don't care if you go golfing with them or if you have tea or beer with them. All of that is mainstream media garbage. You're not going to go and talk to Mitch McConnell and have a beer and have Mitch McConnell go, oh, yeah, man, you're right. I know I'm getting millions of dollars from my corporate donors, and they don't want the minimum wage raise because that's going to affect their bottom line, and that's billions of dollars on the line. But on the other hand, we had a beer, so, okay, Hillary, you win. Let's make the minimum wage $15. Anyone who thinks politics works like that is a blithering idiot. Unfortunately, there's a lot of them on TV. So, the way that it actually works is actually how Bernie Sanders is outlining, and they called him impractical. No, the real way that you get Republicans to do what you want is to play hardball politics. You go, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it to the American people. These guys are preventing you from getting a living wage. You're working your ass off. You did everything you're supposed to do. I want to give you $15 an hour. They're saying, no, keep it at $7.25. Let's go to war. You know what happens? You either break them and they lose their elections and then you have more Democrats and you pass the $15 minimum wage. You break them in that way, or you break them the other way, which is, okay, they see their polls collapsing. Okay, can we do 12? Can we do 12? 13, 14? Can we do anything? Please, let's compromise. Because that's how politics works. Now, maybe we're wrong. Maybe the American people don't want higher wages. They think, no. Corporations, you keep all the money. What do I need it for? You guys need to make a couple of extra $1 billion. No, keep paying me as low a minimum wage as you can. Let's take it to the American people and find out. But if you don't fight, you have no chance of winning. If your idea of working with Republicans is to give them what they want, that defeats the whole point of electing a so-called Democrat. Bernie Sanders is, again, 100% right on not just the policies, but the practical way that you get those policies implemented. Finally, one more thing on this. One of the Treasury Secretary possibilities is Sheryl Sandberg. So she's the second in charge at Facebook. Silicon Valley has given an enormous amount of money to Hillary Clinton. And Sheryl Sandberg, very good friends with Larry Summers, who's another right-wing so-called Democrat, and generally very wealthy, and it comes from that perspective. Now, it doesn't mean Sheryl Sandberg's a bad person. And I don't know all the policies she'd want to implement as Treasury Secretary. But is she the most progressive choice for Treasury Secretary? Not remotely so. And everybody knows that. But nonetheless, of course, the Clinton team is thinking of Sheryl Sandberg. And so Bernie Sanders says, I personally believe that a billionaire corporate executive is frankly not the kind of person that working families want to see as Secretary of Treasury. We need somebody who has a history of standing up to Wall Street and is prepared to take on financial interests whose greed and illegal behavior has done so much harm. And he concludes by saying, I expect her to appoint people who will head agencies in a way that is consistent with the Democratic Party platform, and if not, I will do my best to oppose those nominees. Now that's how you play hardball. You don't go around saying, oh, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, absolutely, ma'am. Oh, you'd like to put in a billionaire for Treasury Secretary whose whole circle of friends are also millionaires and billionaires and who knows all the people on Wall Street and works with them on a regular basis, and that's her context. Yes, ma'am, absolutely, ma'am. Oh, you don't want to put a progressive in. You want to put in someone from a company that has given you a tremendous amount of money in campaign donations. Yes, ma'am, absolutely, ma'am. That is not how you get change. You get change through fighting. So I was very encouraged by this story because it looks like the fight is on. So if they are progressives, as Hillary Clinton has claimed, she was outraged that anybody would say that she wasn't a progressive, then great, then we don't have to fight on anything. I don't have to get you to be a progressive if you're already one. But if you're not, well, then we got to fight you because it isn't about the person. I don't think Sheryl Sandberg's a bad person. I don't think Hillary Clinton's a bad person. It's about your policy positions. It's not about your own personal power. It's not about I'm with her or I'm with him. It's about what are you going to do? And if you're going to do right-wing positions or ones that benefit Wall Street or your corporate donors, then of course we'll fight you. We'd be crazy not to fight you. So that's not our choice. That's Hillary Clinton's team's choice. So if they want to be progressives, there's no need to fight. If they don't want to and they want to go in a Republican direction, then game on.
Help keep TYT independent by becoming a member. TYTnetwork.com/join.